Colin Powell, Condoleezza rice. Condoleezza rice sounds like a Mexican dish. Maybe we should put her on a plate and send her to Mexico so the Mexicans will eat her. White power.
Politicians weren't spared either.
White power. Colin Powell, Condoleezza rice. Condoleezza rice sounds like a Mexican dish. Maybe we should put her on a plate and send her to Mexico so the Mexicans will eat her.
Was at a fever pitch as we arrived at Mr. Bixby's book signing.
The man who should be the next president of the United States.
All right, Jay, it's for time to show these people what white power is all about.
You better put your hood on, Clayton.
All right.
Might wanna hide your identity to be safer. You know, in case some radical ain't sympathetic to the cause wants to shoot you.
That's good thinking. All right.
To be sending to kids. One of the worries that I have about the way that we're talking about race is that it either seems so big that somehow white people now have to feel guilty for everything that happened in the past. I don't think that's very productive. Or black people have to feel disempowered by race. I would like black kids to be completely empowered, to know that they are beautiful in their blackness. But in order to do that, I don't have to make white kids feel bad for being white. So somehow this is a conversation that has gone in the wrong direction.
That last part, you don't have to watch?
Yeah, you know, there's a little bit of it in order for black kids who, quite frankly, for a long time, the way they were portrayed, the way their history was portrayed, it was second-class citizenship.
Of course.
But I don't have to make white children feel bad about being white in order to overcome the fact that black children were...
How does that happen?
I have a couple examples here, actually.
Yeah.
In Cupertino, California.
It goes back to how we teach the history.
That's what I'm saying.
We teach the good and we teach the bad of history.
Yep,
But
right.
what we don't do is make 7 and 10-year-olds feel that they are somehow bad people because of the color of their skin. We've been through that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we don't need to do that again.
We don't want anybody to feel that.
Precisely.
That's the idea.
That doesn't seem to be part of the plan.
Oh, it is part of the plan.
I mean,
I'm
you know,
sorry.
in Germany, they teach the Holocaust to every student.
Of course.
I met a German
And
girl
we
one
teach
time,
slavery to
and
every student.
A school trip is a trip to Auschwitz or Dachau.
Yes.
They learn about their history, and there is not two sides to the story.
We all have to learn about our history, but we also have to recognize that we have to live together, and we're going to do better living together if we don't make each other feel guilty.
Now these people are so hypocritical, because if you have a child, you're going to tell that child if they do anything wrong, go to your room and reflect and think about what you did. Think about exactly the wrong thing that you did. So how in the world is learning history about the atrocities that their forefathers did, how is that going to be bad for them to learn? See, it's the same thing if the so-called blacks, when they learn that their forefathers had activities of atrocities and doing all kind of wicked acts, that's not going to do nothing to them. It has nothing to do with what they're going through, but they got to learn it. It's something that you got to learn. But let's go into the scriptures, because the Lord wants you to be ashamed of what you did, and He wants you to repent. How are you going to repent? How are you going to repent when you trying to worry about if you feel bad? That has nothing to do with how things go. See, He wants you to be broken in your spirit so you can get your mind right and repent and say you're sorry. See, and have empathy what you did. But if you try to hide everything, then that's the problem. Because what in the history is saying the kids need to feel bad? What is in the history is saying that the kids are bad people? They're not gonna teach the Bible, so I don't know what she's talking about. Now, if you talking about biblical history, then you talking. But you talking about the education school system. They not teaching about the character of these individuals. See, she trying to talk in code, but let's get the biblical history of these people. Let's see, where's my Bible? Now, first of all, we're gonna go to Obadiah, the nation of these so-called white people. Say the vision of Obadiah thus says the Lord concerning Edom, meaning the Lord is saying this. Okay, here it is. It say verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. See, shame is gonna cover these the children of this nation, no matter what. See, it's not gonna be brushed under the rug by nobody. Shame is gonna cover these individuals because they understand this is what their forefathers was doing, so they can live in a place where they're living at right now. They can enjoy being rich peoples in a secure society. Um, Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. See, this is what they was doing in the history. This is the history, the true history of the so-called white man. See, and when the children find out the true history, but they not telling the truth, they lying the whole time. Okay, they are lying the whole time. And let me get that, because that's the main thing. This is why it's a issue, because these individuals lying and trying to hide the history. And this what they nation do. They say, but I have made Esau bare. See, the God had to expose him. They would have never told nobody. He said, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. See, the nation of Edom, they always want to hide their history and the things that they've done. It said his seed is spoiled. See, the seed is going to find out what their forefathers were doing. The children is going to find out. His brethren, his neighbors, and he is not going to be able to hide himself. See, he ain't going to be able to hide the stuff that he was doing, man. But they'll preach that just like in the garden when they had pushing their philosophies on the rest of the nations. And it will get into their minds and they'll feed into it, especially the woman. She will feed into their philosophies and whatever they thinking, the knowledge that they pushing. She'll feed into it and try to push it off on everybody else. But this is what these individuals do. They lie and they try to hide their history. Let me get that in 64. It says, where is it? Uh, 64. Let me get 58. It said the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And so it's not their forefathers only that was doing wickedness, because the lies are still being pushed. See, in the 70s they was lying. In the 1980s they was lying. In the 90s they was lying. In the 2000s they was lying. From 2010 they still telling the same lies. So what is this to make them feel bad? No, they got to learn that they lying. See, if they even believe in the lies, so when the truth come out, they looking at everybody crazy. But anyhow, they not gonna hide the wickedness that they doing. Let me get that on Luke and close out. They not gonna hide none of the wickedness. It say verse 2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. See, you can, the kids, little white kids is gonna feel bad. Don't tell them the truth. No, the truth is coming out and they gonna know it. And shame gonna cover them for the wickedness of their forefathers. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.